Let me take a stab at this particular article and I'll give you what I think is a very valid take. In fact, one that you can take to the bank to pretty much assess what is going on here. Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you, Lord, for restoring the voice and the vocal cords. Guys, I've been a little out of it. Mike Straw writes, Ben Studio hiring for a new multiplayer game. This particular, article has been going around and circulating today. Tech for Gamers was talking about this, their creative director for the new project. And what stood out when it came down to this, I'm going to go ahead and show you the original article, was that this person has experience with multiplayer game development and design. That's exactly where the entire crux is, which is right here. But let's not go ahead and talk too much, and let's not go ahead and appear to be shocked. Let's go ahead and ask ourselves, what does Sony actually want to do in this particular paradigm or instance? Because what I think I'm seeing is a lot of people probably positing a lot of different things. And honestly, you might be correct in these areas. You might be correct in actually positing that these, live service games could mean A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or H. But what if I tell you that PlayStation already did signal officially that this was a direction that they were going to keep going? How would you go ahead and take that? Listen once again to Lynn Azar, who said this year to the investors. They're very intent as to what it is that they're doing at PlayStation HQ. I'll play this clip for you guys.
How do you expect the financial profile of your business to evolve over the long term?
So again, the business fundamentals are strong, and we expect this to continue across many key areas. First, strong sales growth driven by highly engaged and multi-generation MAU. And
MAU. I see a lot of the conversation going around talking about, exclusivity is this thing that's supposed to bring people into the ecosystem. Exclusivity has been used as the carrot on the stick in a time where there was scarcity of games. Today, the number of launches that's already hit this fall, that are not just hitting this fall, that are already good, that are incoming, are insane. I can't even tell you if I can differentiate what days these games are coming. To me, they all feel like they're coming on the same day. There's a game called Hell Is Us. There's a game called Chronos. Silk Song just came out. Silent Hill F is coming. Yote is the exclusive or proposed exclusive among them. But that game hit back burner as Call of Duty is going to be on its heels. So how is PlayStation, when in this particular paradigm, they said they were going to be bringing or, making efforts to bring one single player tentpole game at least every year. So how is that one single player game every year supposed to compete in a very crowded market to basically make somebody go spend an extra $400, $500 to buy a console? As PlayStation themselves are talking about strong third-party sales and multi-generational MAU, basically tapping MAU from the PS4, the PS5, and potentially as they get to the PS6, they're going to continue to pretty much serve the exact same customer base. Where else are they going to get this money from? They tell you.
then an increase in the PS Plus, we spoke about that, increase in PS Plus revenue due to the shift to the higher tier and also our price revision. And then on the first-party live services, becoming more consistent, predictable, and growing revenue stream.
Did you hear that? Consistent, predictable, and growing revenue streams. So when we go back now, you see that PlayStation intends to do this. They've been intending to tell you all of this all this while. So when they launch this live service game, they're going to launch it everywhere. Their investment capability and their investment opportunity is now directed at the idea now that they're going to invest and throw more money into live service games over single player games so that they can farm dough from it. The people who are thinking that PlayStation's strategy is about maybe bringing Spider-Man or not bringing Spider-Man to Xbox, I have to tell you that that's not the strategy at all. The strategy is that they've diverted more money into live service games in terms of investment, right? Check this out, compared to the single player games. The investment was going to be, I think last year, 55% to 45%, and they were going to raise it even more in the 2026 fiscal year for more live service investment. These live service games are going to be ported and they're going to be put everywhere. They'll launch on PC day and date. They'll more than likely launch on Xbox day and date. So Spider-Man is not the crux of the matter. Helldivers 2 is the new Spider-Man. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Ben's new game that they seemingly are working on, or whatever it is that they are hiring a live service experience creative director for, is the new The Last of Us. Hooray, hooray, hooray. Marathon, if it survives the barrage of all of the, negative PR, that right there is going to be the new Uncharted. Hooray, hooray, hooray. This is how PlayStation intends to make money. I cannot believe that the entire punditry is still worried about a single player game gathering dust on the shelf that Xbox consoles and Xbox devices are going to have access to. PlayStation doesn't even care. I don't even think they're even bothered to even worry about making a port for it. They're just going to now divert all those funds and efforts and resources to make the live service games that they're going to go ahead and port on there. That's the play. They told you the play. In fact, when they were doing this fireside chat, Helldivers 2 had not yet been announced for Xbox. It was after this particular investor meeting that we saw the announcement of Helldivers 2 for Xbox. So already they were giving you the hints as to exactly what it is that they were going to do. Again, I see the comments. I see the, people on here saying things like, but I thought Herman Hulst said Sony learned from Concord's failures. He said that the feedback was mixed and they learned exactly what it is that they should do and not do. They're now watching all the best case scenarios. Concord was junk. Marvel Rivals was yay, hooray, hooray. So what are they going to do? They're going to follow the Marvel Rivals. They're going to be more predictable. They're going to be more consistent. You just heard the lady say it. In fact, if you want to hear more, listen more to what she said.
And also with the continued strength and reliable delivery of our tentpole titles, incremental revenue also generated by going off console with our first-party IP. And finally, the strict cost management.
Oh, so not only that, they're going to go off console with their first-party IP. If you interpret PlayStation's perspective through the lens of the people running the business, this stuff is not going to surprise you anymore. This stuff is not going to surprise you anymore. This person is saying, OMG, Bend and Sony are being idiots. It should be a PS5 only single player, only Days Gone sequel. Y'all aren't going to buy enough copies. That's why. It doesn't matter how they cannot continuously. It's not that you guys won't buy a lot of copies. It's just you won't buy enough copies for them to basically be satiated. So when they make you a single player Days Gone Part 2, let's just do this, DG2, right? You can't buy 10 million of these copies and then spend microtransaction that's going to be pushing another $1 billion. You know what I mean? It's not there. Only way that they can do this, if they make a DG2 and call it and then have a multiplayer mode, where you and your buddies can all go in there and shoot up zombies like, State of Decay and all of these. Well, not State of Decay. What's the name of the other one that people play? That's a survival type game, Then they now know that they can attach this multiplayer piece and then they can monetize you to the tune of $1 billion. Unless this is the proposition, they're going to basically be delivering to you at least, and this is what Herman Hulst said in this fireside chat, one tentpole title every year. Every single PlayStation aficionado, you should be watching this video once every month. What is this? See, gamers literally have the worst case of amnesia. Like something would happen and then all of a sudden everybody will forget and then start to pretty much just, like we have a clean slate every day. Look at this person. We want Days Gone 2, but just give us Days Gone 2. What? Why are they going to do that? They already told you that this is exactly what they want to do. Why would they then go and start investing in a Days Gone 2 that's not going to fulfill the live service predictability and consistency and profit driving, standards? Y'all got to be kidding me. Anyways, wait for a Days Gone 2. Maybe you might get one. Thanks for watching. Peace out.